words have changed the world.
Hello, and welcome back to the world of assassination and the trending contracts. And today's contract, destroy this cult, set in Whittleton Creek. And the contract ID is on the screen now for anyone who wishes to have a crack at it, and has been supplied to us today courtesy of Alan Ribb MW. So moving on to our briefing, eliminate all these cultists 47. They hate you and want you dead, but they don't stand a chance against you, am I right? So moving on to our targets, and today we have 5 of them with no stipulations on how we dispatch them or what we wear whilst we do so we have a free map. So for today's challenge, we'll be starting at the default location, and we're going to have some lethal pills or a vial of lethal poison stored up in the park shed. We're also going to be bringing with us a vial of lethal poison, a lockpick, and our silenced pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to go immediately to the park shed and retrieve our poison, and as you can see, our first target is on guard just outside. So we're going to retrieve the poison, pick up the briefcase, open the door, and throw the briefcase against the wall. That should get our target's attention, and he will come in to investigate, and we are going to be waiting just outside the window here, pistol in hand, ready. So when he comes in, he's going to move away from the door, so we don't have to wait for it to close, although preferably you would normally wait for the door to close. But he went so far into the corner there, I felt we could take the shot and be relatively safe. So one target down, and our second target is just up the street here, and he is the exterminator, who you can see there just leaning against his van. So we're just going to duck down into the bushes here, pull out our silenced pistol, be aware that when he comes back there may be a jogger running past on the street, so just keep an eye out on your mini-map for them. If they're not around, then you can pounce on the exterminator and drag him in the bushes just as the jogger is coming up the street now. There she goes. She stops right there as well, so make sure that she's not around when you eliminate the exterminator. Now I've grabbed the exterminator's keys for Mr. Batty's house. You don't need to, it's quicker to go over the fence. And we're just going to shoot the light there just by the edge of the path, and then we're going to turn on this hose here, and Mr. Batty is on his way over in this direction anyway, but he will get distracted by the sprinkler going off, and he will walk straight into a nice big electrified puddle. Yeah, that looked rather unpleasant. So 3 targets down now, shall we say, and that just leaves our 2 primary targets. So we're going to make our way over, and we're going to take care of Nolan Cassidy first of all, and we're going to use one of the mission stories for this, namely the poison mission story. We're going to poison both of our targets. So we're going to go into the Wilson's property, confront the Muffin server. All we have to do is stand there. He gets nervous enough and walks away, and when he gets to the door we can then render him unconscious and take his outfit. If you render him unconscious where he's standing, you can possibly get spotted through the window, so let him get near the door first. Once we have him unconscious and his outfit acquired, we're going to make our way out into the rear garden and over the fence into the Hanson's property, which is the house with the boat outside. and we're going to grab the propane cylinder from the barbecue here, and we're going to make our way back over the fence into the Wilson's property and over to this barbecue, which is currently in operation and manned. It just needs fuel, so we are going to add that fuel. There you go. Now get cooking. I'll have mine extra crispy. So while he is cooking up the storm next to us, we're gonna serve at the chips here, and we are gonna add one of our lethal poisons to that. And then we've got quite a wait ahead of us. We have to wait for Mrs. Wilson to give her speech, speak to Mr. Cassidy, and then finally we will get to serve him the poisoned chips or fries or whatever they are. It's hard to tell.
Enjoy.
So get that down, you mate. You look like you could do with loosening up a bit. How's this for loose? Down he goes. So 4 targets down and just Yanis to go. And again, as I mentioned, we are going to poison Yanis, but this time we won't have to wait around quite so much, and we can basically just sneak in, poison the glass, and get out. So we're going to hop back over into the Hanson's garden and just run straight through the garden, and on the other side we're going to lockpick our way into the garage. Just be aware that there is a garbage man in the area, and quite possibly the postman and the politician and his bodyguard. So just be aware of their locations once you're lockpicking your way into the garage. So from here it's just a few more locked doors and a secret door to get through, and we are then in the secret tunnel that leads to Janus's house. We're going to put on the guard's outfit and then open the painting leading into Janus's basement. The guard down here isn't necessarily needed to go, but I like to render him unconscious just so that he's not in the way on our way out. So while we're here, we're going to take out the surveillance system, make our way up the basement stairs, and there is Janus just heading up to the first floor. He's not important right now. The important person is the enforcer guard in the kitchen. So when he moves away, we're going to make our way into the kitchen if we don't get stuck in the doorway, and over to the tea urn. We're going to pour Janus a nice piping hot cup of tea, and then we're going to add a very special ingredient to it just to perk him up a bit. So for the purposes of the video, I am going to stick around. I am going to be sticking around a little while as we've just kind of missed Janus anyway. I recommend just leaving and heading for the nearest exit. If you've seen someone being poisoned, you've seen them all. Except that this guy is quite elderly and is taking his time. But I do know what a crick in the back feels like quite a lot. So yes, I understand that stopping to straighten your back before falling flat on your face off the counter, and then is that leg gonna give way? Yes it does, onto the floor. So that's all of our targets taken care of. We're gonna reuse the secret tunnel back to the Hanson's property, and we're gonna grab the garbage man outfit along the way so that our nearest safe exit will be the garbage van exit. Otherwise we'd have to go and get a crowbar for the next nearest exit. So there we go, one more trending contract taken care of. Quite a fun one this actually. Relatively easy but fun nonetheless. So we have confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan, and we get our silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.